Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of UA Eats. I'm UA, and switching things up a bit, we're gonna be eating Chinese food tonight, one of my favorite cuisines. And I love me like a great Americanized takeout Chinese food. I mean, Tina and I love Panda Express, so nothing but love for your, General Tso's chicken and things like that. But authentic Chinese food is one of the greatest things you can eat on this planet. And we're at one of my favorite restaurants called Nan Xiang Nan Xiang, or I'm just gonna call it Nan Xiang, just colloquially. Now, Nan Xiang is like a very, very well-regarded restaurant, and not too long ago there was only one location in Flushing, and we used to go all the way out to Flushing just to eat there, that one location. And it was a small shop then, unlike all their expansion locations as of late. I mean, this location is really, really big. Like, it's really, really large and pretty vast, although we have a pretty good spot in the corner where we can see them making all the food. And that's one thing that's great about authentic Chinese food, is that recently in the West, open kitchen has become more of a trendy thing, but in China, that's been a thing like forever. To see them making the food, and you can see that everything they're making is fresh, homemade, made from scratch. No matter the dough, the filling, the meat, everything is made from scratch. But this place, Nan Xiang, is Michelin recommended. I don't think it was ever Michelin starred, but it was like, I think Bib Gourmand or Michelin recommended, something like that. But while Joe Shanghai has been hyped up for a while, Joe Shanghai, in my mind at this point, is kind of a tourist trap. We actually ate there in a prior video, but this place, Nan Xiang, has always been my favorite and is, in my mind, the best soup dumpling and one of the best Chinese restaurants, period, in all of New York. Let's take a look at the menu, see what we got. Now, this place has some pretty solid breakfast options, staples such as your soybean milk and youtiao, basically like Chinese crullers, you might call them, kind of like donuts. Fried dough. Who doesn't like it, right? But while they have a plethora of options here, everything you get here is generally going to be pretty good. This place is really, really known for their dumplings, their soup dumplings, and I can't eat crab. I used to love the crab meat soup dumplings back when I could eat crab, but now that I'm allergic, you gotta go with the signature pork dumplings. Notice that the crab ones are not called signature. You gotta go with the pork-only soup dumplings, $11. There was a time when these were only $7 to $8 each, but have times changed. So $11 for some signature pork dumplings. Hey, this is a dumpling house, a Shanghainese dumpling house. So let's also get a Shanghainese staple here, pan-fried pork buns. Now these are basically like soup dumplings, but they're fried on the bottom and they're crispy and like a thicker skin. And then other than that, let's get some miscellaneous items. Maybe a cucumber salad, might as well be healthy while we're at it. And I dig me a classic scallion pancake, but let's do a scallion pancake with sliced beef, so let's order. Alright, so our first dish has arrived. This is a cucumber dish, like a seasoned cucumber, I guess you might call it. Oh, we got more stuff. Oh, everything's coming all at once. Oh, look at this. Pancake, yes, thank you. Oh, Tina ordered this this fish. Thank you. That's pan-fried dumplings. Wow. That one almost looks like it has like a face. Just do like, kind of. I guess our soup dumplings will probably come last since, we might not have room on the table for everything. I guess maybe our eyes were a little bit bigger than our stomach, but the cucumber's looking fresh and well, I guess marinated. The dumplings are looking nice and, warm and crispy. Sweet and sour fish is looking sweet and sour. Scallion pancake, wow. This scallion pancake's got beef on the inside. What to eat in order so something doesn't get cool? Let's do one of these pan-fried dumplings first. As you can see, it's nice and soft and pillowy on the top, like a bowl, or a bow, as people say, and it's crispy on the bottom. Let's just dig into this guy. Why don't we? Actually, our soup dumpling just arrived. Yeah, I mean, he was able to somehow find room. Thumbs up to you. But since this naturally will stay warm in the steamer, we'll save this for last while we... Let me show you what we got. This is outstanding. I still like soup dumplings more, but this dumpling, or I guess you might call it a bao, this is fantastic too. I mean, the meat is juicy on the inside. The dough is just so soft and pillowy and almost has like a slight sweet flavor, like a sweet aftertaste. And the bottom is nice and crispy. I mean, I only wish that the bottom could be more crispy, and it is a tad on the oily end, but the whole thing tastes good when you eat it at once. The best part is the juice that's just kind of like embedded within it. So the juice is like the binder that just makes the whole thing work. So oh, that second bite was even better than the first. I think because by gravity, I think all the juice dripped, you know, to the bottom. So I just got more juice, therefore more flavor. I know you guys criticize me often that I chat and let the food get cold, which I do not. You know, the food is never cold, but we're gonna take a bite of each of these quickly so that I can savor them when they're more piping hot and alleviate some of those complaints. Sweet and sour fish. And scallion pancake beef sandwich, you might call it. Like, the scallion pancake is epic enough, but add some marinated beef on the inside and you got a thing of beauty. So, oh wow, that was excellent. Let me show you. To be honest, I found the sweet and sour fish only okay. I think the flavor could have been a little more sweet. It was sort of neither sweet nor sour enough. And the texture was also a little bit not crispy enough. I felt like it was a little bit on the chewy end. So this wasn't bad, but I felt like I was expecting a little bit more from this. Still good though, don't get me wrong. Actually, maybe the first half of the fish I ate was more soft, and the second half was, you know, more crispy. So once it's crispier, it's not bad. My oh my, this scallion pancake wrapped beef is just a thing of beauty. I mean, this beef, I've eaten dishes like this before, and too often this beef is rubbery and tough and like a piece of leather or something. But no, this beef is super tender. Like, it comes apart so easily. Like, let me show you. Just look at how easily this beef comes apart with me just like flicking it apart with my chopstick. And the scallion pancake, yeah, Tina, feel free to take one. Look at that. Tina is green with envy. She's granvious. But this scallion pancake is like crispy and flaky. Okay, maybe not too flaky, but trust me, it's crispy, it's oily, maybe a tad oily, but I almost like that. Like, it kind of adds some like savoriness to the dish, and it like has like nice give. Like, it has some chew, not too crispy. I love me a crispy scallion pancake, but I hate when they're like basically like crackers. Not this scallion pancake. It has like the perfect pliableness, you might say, and it stands well enough on its own, but wrapped with this delicious juicy beef, and you got a thing of beauty. Oh man, fatty and soft and delicious. Could use some salt, but I think that's where the sauce and the scallion pancake comes in to offset the beef itself. They gave us some sauce here, some sort of dipping sauce, probably just an excess of the sauce that's already on this sandwich, this wrap thing. So dip it in the sauce and take another bite of this. I think the sauce is a little bit overkill to dip it. I don't think you necessarily need to dip it in the sauce. If you dip it in the sauce, it does become slightly too strong. Like, it becomes a little bit too salty. I think they already gave you enough sauce on the inside.
Not sure whether you noticed this or not, but the sauce is the same sauce with Peking roast ducks.
Oh, so this is kind of like a Peking duck beef scallion pancake wrap. Yeah, I don't think it needs any more sauce. It tastes good enough on its own. Actually, this is kind of growing on me. I'm gonna eat one more piece of this, if I can get it to not be stuck together. So one more piece of this. It almost has the consistency of like candy, but in like a savory form. Obligatory vegetable review real quick. Yeah, these cucumber dishes, to me, they all tend to taste similar, but give it a try. You know, it actually almost has like a slight spicy flavor. I think that's from the garlic. I don't think it's from like a spice or anything. But otherwise, this is good. But I find that the sauce could be stronger, and it otherwise just kind of tastes just like any other cucumber salad that you tend to get at these Chinese restaurants. But it is now time to eat what we have come here for, the piece de resistance. Houston, we have liftoff. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and let's go. Kept warm under the steamer, the Nan Xiang soup dumplings. We're kind of running out of room on the table, so I'll just place them on top of the lid. They almost kind of look like some delicious dumpling Hershey Kisses, the way they kind of swirl towards the top like that. Enough chat and more snack. So the way I like to do this is I like to bite a hole and blow it up like a balloon to cool it down. Let's try it again with the vinegar sauce. Give it a shot. This one is not as good as the original location in Flushing, at least back then, at least pre-COVID. I think the soup tastes good. Like, it has really good like pork flavor. It kind of has like some chicken flavor too. Like, it has like some nice savory umami flavor, but I don't know. I hear that like in Shanghai style soup dumplings this is not a thing, but maybe just in like my Americanized palate. I'm not from Shanghai. Maybe I would have preferred if the soup were a little bit more fatty. My all-time favorite Chinese restaurant is actually a place in Tianjin, China called Baozi. Their pork bao broth is like super fatty and delicious. This one's more light, but I kind of wish it were a little heavier. But I'm most disappointed, I think, in the skins. I think the skins are a little bit too thick. Like, look at this. It's kind of pudgy and, you know, it really is kind of like a, you know, like a savory. Oop, did I break one? Yeah, it is kind of like a Hershey's Kiss. It's like you're eating like a big meat bao as opposed to like a soup dumpling. And I feel like this skin needs to be more thin. Rather than being like a handbag, this should be more like a raincoat, so to say. So I broke this one by mistake, so let's salvage it real quick. I mean, it's still a soup dumpling, so it's still pretty good. But unfortunately, it's just not what I remembered. I don't know if like quality has declined or if new expansion locations are just less good than the past locations, but I thought that the dumplings themselves were a little bit disappointing, but everything else was fantastic. This sweet and sour fish really grew on me. These like pan-fried dumplings or baos were really good, and scallion pancake wrap was just out of this world, so definitely not saving this for leftovers. I'm eating this 1000% before we leave. But guys, that's gonna be it for this video, I think. You know, I just wanted to take you guys to one of my favorite Chinese restaurants, or what was one of my favorite Chinese restaurants, and I think for the most part, I still had a good time. I thought most of the dishes were very good. But the only thing that I didn't like, and it's not like I didn't like it, it's just that I remember when they used to be better. Overall, great restaurant. Everything else we ordered was fantastic, but the soup dumplings, Based on that alone, I would say that I feel like Nan Xiang has kind of fallen off, but I still think eating here is a pretty nice experience. So it's a good restaurant in general, so worth checking out. But what do you guys think? Have you guys eaten at Nan Xiang before? Let me know in the comments, because great minds eat alike. If you like my vids, as always, please like and subscribe. That way you stay up to date whenever I post another video, and going to demolish this for sure. So until next time, I'll see you later.